Good afternoon. It's a chilly Wednesday and my 90 crew cab's not happy with me. So Friday, I jumped in it. I wanted to take a little ride and it cranked, no start, no fuel. So typically you got a couple different things that can go wrong. Ignition module, pickup coil in the distributor, ground issues. There's multiple things. The oil pressure sensor can have a problem with it, which then the ignition doesn't see that the oil pressure is there, and then as a safety, it won't let it start. So I actually did a jumper wire. You're probably not going to be able to see that too well, so I climb in there. But I'm basically bypassing the sensors to see if it would have started. And then I narrowed it down to just the distributor shot. I did try a new rotor and cab, or a used cab, new rotor, and a couple tricks. And then I went and tested the coil. I put a new coil in. You can see I got the coil out right now. So I thought, you know what, I'll order the distributor. And it came yesterday, last night from Amazon. Now, this distributor is $49.99. You get the cap, the ignition module, the gasket, the whole distributor. Just the module itself at the parts store was $53. So I didn't even use it. I didn't even take it out of the box, the other ignition module. I just returned it, got my money back, and that covered the cost of this whole distributor. So as long as this thing's good, because I'll have to test it, I should be able to put this in, swap them out, make sure that they're on the same firing order and line up the same, and I'll make sure my oil pump shaft has the detent aligned with the new distributor, because sometimes when you go to slide them in, they have to clock a little to mesh with the gear and the cam gear, and basically it's a little tricky, but after you do a couple of them, it should seat all the way down properly. So don't do what I'm doing. This is for entertainment purposes only. Also, there's a couple different ways you can test an ignition module. So I use one of my toolbox drawers as a shelf just to kind of go through some things. So this is the new ignition module. It's an external coil. This is the new ignition coil. It's an external style. The ignition module are these little guys. I got 3 of them. And basically what I was doing was using my multimeter, and you can test across a couple different of the pins and just see if you've got the right number. I don't have that in front of me to tell you guys what those numbers are, but I can list that separately on a different video. I might do a separate video for testing ignition modules, and I'll do a separate video maybe for testing ignition coils. I have these 3, and so I'm going to try and get this done. I'm not going to video the process completely because I need my hands free. I also had a spare distributor, and I thought maybe I'll show you guys how even these get a little rusty inside and everything. And I actually cleaned this one up a little bit because I was thinking about using it, and I thought, well, you know what, the new one's so cheap, I'd rather just throw the new one in and then have this as a spare, which I'll build out of my other parts I have that are good once I test them. That coil I got was from AutoZone. I've heard good, I've heard bad from Duralast stuff, so we'll see how that goes. And the rotor, I think this was from Advanced Auto, and that's in the other cap, but this is what the old used one looks like, so you can see how bad that is. I mean, it's just got wear and corrosion, and it's time for some upgrades. So this is the other cap. Can you believe this thing ran with that much garbage going on up in there? So definitely needed it, and I'm lucky it died literally at my shop, in front of my shop door. Went to leave Friday, 4 o'clock, go get some other things done, and it decided it didn't want to leave. So she's getting maintained because I need to maintain her. That's basically what it comes down to. Alright guys, killing it with old kill. This is a Square Body Crewcab. It's a 1990, so it's got the older body style and the modern engine, you know, the 90 style. So when you look up parts, you're gonna have some people a little confused at the store because I think it was 88 you could get the newer body style, and then they kept running these older body styles till 92, like 91. My buddy's got a 350 like this, but he's got the 4L80E, and this is the same color truck, crew cab, but he has overdrive, which I'd love to have. I got the Turbo 400. So anyway, I'm gonna swap out these distributors. I could do a separate video of that another time, whatever. If you need it, just comment me. And the ignition coil test video I'll do, an ignition module test video I'll do. But really coming down to troubleshooting, it should be this as the problem. If not, I'll address the ignition. There's also a neutral safety, but it does crank. So let's see where we go with this, and then check grounds and, you know, any fuses you have. And hopefully this is the problem. This video helps solve your problem. All right, see ya.